Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing ChessLife in the 3-minute pool on ICC. I actually just recorded a game against VCS, but I was playing on let's play Bishop B5, the Rossolimo. I was playing on Dasher. I was trying that interface out, and my recording software, for some reason, crashed about a quarter of the way through the video, so it was unusable, unfortunately. But I lost that game. It was very interesting, though. I wish I could have recovered it. So we're playing ChessLife. I wonder if they have any relation to the magazine. Let's go here. This is going to probably take on a Ruy Lopez type feel. I think I'll go, let's go back to C2. I was thinking about going to B3, but maybe C4 is possible if I do that. Okay, so he's playing D5. I have half a mind just to play D4 and rip open the center. This looks fun. Let's do it. It's 3 minutes, so let's go for it. Yeah, I think this move is fully in keeping with what White would like to do in this position. His knight on e7 is awkward and inhibits his development of the dark square bishop, so I would like to take advantage of that. And he, in turn, would love to keep the position closed and complete development, but I am threatening to take on c5, which I can do right now. Now let's do that. I don't see how he can get the pawn back easily, so maybe I can inconvenience him over the next few moves. Also, he can't move this knight because I take on d5, probably with the pawn. Yeah, and if he goes knight e5, trying to put pressure on the knight on f3, I think I could do a couple things. I mean, bishop f4 is probably fine. Letting him take there is okay. If I was really concerned about it, I could play knight bd2 and add another defender. But I don't know that I have to worry about it too much, because I'll be well ahead in development at that point. I could probably pre-move bishop takes e4, just in the off chance he takes it. He does. Okay. Nice to be up some time for a change. Plays f5. Okay. Let's withdraw the bishop. Again, I don't mind so much if he takes here. He does. Knight e5, I can play king g2. A knight move with this knight would drop the f5 pawn. And then if he were to take on c5, I might have bishop d7. All right, this seems like a good idea. Let's go here. And then after bishop g7, I'm thinking bishop b3, just to stop him from castling. Yeah, let's do that. Because otherwise he gets to slip away with his king. I'd like to keep his king in the center, disrupt his coordination for a second. Let's go here. Maybe knight d4, though, is slightly annoying. Can I do knight d5, king g2? Let's go king g2. Useful move. Gets the king off the back rank, defends f3. If he takes on b3, I get an immediate attack on the a6 pawn. This move I can respond to with bishop e3. Yeah, attacking d4. Let's pre-move this. He's already under a minute. Okay, so now he has a nice stranglehold on the d4 square, but I can try to make him relinquish his grip. Let's just start with this move. I think the rook will be useful on c1. This king is just floating in the center. It's hard for him to find a good square for it, too. I think this is good. This also prevents f4. Now I have options with knight b6. Okay, so he's winning the b2 pawn. I still think my position is better, though. Let's go f4. Yeah, his play is restricted. Maybe bishop c7? Let's go here. And if rook c7, I'm thinking rook over to d2. Against that one, rook e1, not doing much. Let's
check.
Take.
Check.
Give a check. And I think I can get my rook into d7 is good. Yeah, he just
checkmate.
Blundered into checkmate, but the position, especially having 16 seconds on his clock, was not going to work out for him. Okay, so let's have a look. So I played this Rossolimo Variation. e5 I'm not familiar with. I don't know anything about that move. I assume it's kind of like a Ruy Lopez in that if I take on c6, he takes back with the d pawn, and I take here, he does have queen d4, recovering the pawn. So he does have that option available. So I just castled. And then he went knight ge7. This is interesting. Bishop a4. I wonder if bishop b3 is a decent move. I mean, a lot of times in the Ruy Lopez, just drawing another parallel to that opening, if black attacks the light square bishop with b5, white, even if they have a choice of going to c2, they sometimes want to play bishop b3. But I wasn't sure in view of c4, and he can try to restrict my bishop. Yeah. Oh, he's actually talking to me in the chat. He just made that c4 move. He said, "Es una idea nueva que tengo aquí, amigo." So he's speaking Spanish. I think he means that this is a new idea. So bishop c2. Yeah, he might be referring to this e5 move. Wasn't aware of that. I know a little bit of Spanish. I studied it in school, in high school, for several years. But I've had limited opportunities to actually practice my Spanish. I have a feeling d5 is suspicious, though, in view of d4. Let's just see. Yeah, I think it's nice for white after d4. He's making these moves, not me. I think after this, he's in some trouble. Yeah, he can try to keep the position closed, but I go knight c3, and there's lots of pressure on d5. It's not looking nice for him, because he has a hard time moving this. Yeah, rook e1. Not the way I usually do analysis in these videos, but hey, we'll just go with it. Yeah, this is really tough for black. He's severely underdeveloped. I think d5 is just too much. He can't play d5. I think I would play like d6 or maybe g6 in this position. Be better. Although the computer seems to think d5 is the best. It's surprising. What does it think is viable for him? This is what happened in the game. C takes d4. Okay, so if he's going to play that, yeah, okay. Still, though, the stakes are much higher for black compared to white. You can see that. None of these lines are giving black any particular comfort in the position. Okay, so d5, d4, take, bishop g4. Yeah, take on c5. He takes here, I take with the bishop. At this point, I had built up a nice time advantage, too. f5, bishop back to c2. He takes, yep. So according to the engine, he's not playing half bad. It's just the position was poor to begin with after d4. I thought this move was good, but it only increases white's advantage. The engine says rook d8. That's just a pawn, though, isn't it? In here, knight c3 or something. Knight d2, maybe come to b3 to hold the pawn. If knight d4, I assume I have bishop d1 even if I need it. Maybe it's not so simple. Bishop d3, and if this, knight b3. Okay. And if take on f3, check. King g2 or king f1. It's still a large advantage, but this is much trickier compared to the game. g6, knight c3, bishop g7. I thought this was a good move, stopping him from castling. He does have knight d4, but king g2 seems to keep everything under wraps. As long as I don't easily give him the c5 pawn, I must be better. I mean, the onus is on him to prove he has compensation. Yeah, I mean, even with a potentially second-rate move like rook a c1, I still have a very nice position. Yeah, I gave the b2 pawn, but almost doesn't matter. White's advantage persists. I thought he would go to c7 now, just to guard the b6 square. I was even still thinking about coming into b6, but maybe he can ignore it. Rook d8, something along those lines. Because if he takes, this pawn is a big problem. You can see he's just busted if he does this. Yeah, threat of b7 and rook takes c6 or doubling. Quite strong. He played bishop b8, knight b6.
Check.
Yep, and rook d2, and I thought king e8 was the best move, but I was planning to come into d7. I do see that he has rook f7, though, so maybe he can keep the damage to a minimum. Yeah, that's potentially equalizing. Knight d7 might be better. Attacking the rook, and if rook f7, knight takes b8. Yeah, there's probably not much here for white, though. But with that time edge, I can almost do what I want. So interesting. I wonder if he's correct about this, that this is a new idea, this e5 move. It seems strange. I don't particularly believe in it for black, especially with knight e7. It seems like with a pawn on c7, it's a little better, as in like a Cosio in the Ruy Lopez, but this is interesting nonetheless. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back tomorrow with another Blitz game. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.